stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. It's been a long time. Let's try this again. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice, cheap, ground, Weiss brand premium coffee made in a percolator. It's actually not bad. As far as store brand coffee is concerned, this probably is the best. That's why they put the word premium on it. So they do have like a regular entry-level coffee, which is probably the stuff they sweep off the floor, but this is the premium stuff that doesn't get tossed on the floor. I have no idea what premium means. Nice to see you. I missed you. It's been a while since we've been together. So let's get this party started right now. It's 5 o'clock. I already took my walk. Do you prefer the song Wishing You Were Here by Chicago or Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd? Put your answer down below. I'd like to see that. Both great songs, but what do you prefer? Well, it's that time of year when the old George and Natalie picture comes up. I've still never seen a coat like this. This picture was when I was in my 40s, and I think she was in her 30s. But I post it once a year, and she posts it once a year. Something that we both like. In the world of EDC, everyday carry, and tactical everything, I still like the classic Opinel number 8 knife. Wooden handle, made the same way for over 100 years. You turn the collar to lock it. I use this thing to cut cheese. I will cut my steaks with it. I keep it razor sharp. I could shave with it if I was a shaving man. And I love it. When I got it, I actually sanded it. I took off the varnish and exposed the wood because I want the wood to get discolored by the oils in my hand. I want it to kind of age and have kind of like a old patina look naturally. So I like it. And I don't take it outside. It's usually at my desk or at the kitchen table or something like that. But the Opinel number 8, I'll put a link for it down below. Just a classic knife. You would love it. Love it. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Happy Folly Days, when single people either jump for joy or they avoid everything social, everything holiday. I was like that for a long time. Now I don't mind. I don't mind. I enjoy being a single man, and I dance well with life as a single man who is open to marriage. If you watch the news and you look at people's comments on Facebook, do you ever make comparisons between them and characters on The Walking Dead? It's almost as if you develop a sense of who you know is going to get eaten. Like in everyday life, I already know the people that are not going to make it in the zombie apocalypse. When SHTF happens, you already know the people who can't start a fire, sharpen a knife, tie a knot, bait a hook, create an overnight shelter. You already know that. So, but you and I, we've been through that, and this is not our fate. So let us stop talking falsely now. The hour's getting late. Bob Dylan, 1968. Also, many of you know that as Jimi Hendrix. So for those of you that are doing online dating, here's your matches for the week. They're pretty hot, aren't they? Remember, fear creates compliance. When fear doesn't work, it quickly moves to force. Watch, it's happening in modern first world countries. You will behave. You will do as we say, or else. It's happening before our very eyes. And we're letting it happen. So let me ask you this question, and I'll probably ask you this once a week until it happens. What role will you play in the Great Revolution? It is coming, and it's sooner than you think. Quoting Candace Owens, this is very controversial in the past few days, women who objectify themselves by spreading their legs for the world are lauded as courageous. Men in ball gowns and little girls' clothing are lauded as icons. Hollywood is no longer about diversity, it's about perversity. I speak for people who do not worship perversity. Imagine. Now, I like what she says, and I believe that. Imagine that there are people that called her brave for saying that. Ooh, she's brave. Really? Strange. When some people ask me, what do you believe in? I say this, I have the values of your grandfather. Unless your grandfather was a musical theater singing crossdresser, I probably have the values of your grandfather, most likely. Because the things that people would accuse me of being are the very things that their grandfather believed and lived. How interesting, how self-hating we have become. Here's Clark Gable with and without a mustache. Handsome either way, but you have to admit facial hair really completed his image. I was thinking about people lying. I don't know why, it just went through my head yesterday. People have to lie about their sexual pasts, or else they'd be single forever, wouldn't they? Women downplay the men they've been with. Men over-exaggerate the women that they've been with. But either way, very few people are completely honest. As I've said many times, if you knew the deepest, darkest thoughts of the person sitting next to you, you'd probably get up and move. What was it, like Naomi Judd said something like, the only woman without a past was Eve. Okay, I get that. I just bought a log cabin from IKEA. I hope these directions are easy. Teresa on Twitter, also known as @fiercelyfeminine, says, I just want to be in a cute little house raising babies with a godly man, living off the land in a quaint little community of people. I could care less about career, big cities, and living in the lap of luxury. I'd rather build a legacy for the Lord. Okay. There's some people that would mock that. I would applaud that. I would applaud that. I mean, she's not making twerking videos, that we know. So, young gentlemen, here you go. No more complaining about the typical American strong, independent woman. Here is a woman who's coming right out saying what she wants. You know, it's interesting. We expect people to be mind readers, don't we? I said I'm open to marriage. I didn't just have the feeling, a private feeling, I'm open to marriage. I'm saying it. I'm open to marriage. Here's a young lady saying that she's open to marriage. And I hope she finds a young man to marry her. I hope that. Now, as far as what I'm hoping for myself, there's not as much of a biological clock ticking for me anymore. My biological clock is about life. Women want to get married and have babies, before they are no longer fertile. I would like to get married before I'm no longer alive. It's a little different for me now that I'm closer to 70 than 60. Has anyone ever made bacon grease mayonnaise? I saw a recipe for it on a keto carnivore website. I think I'm going to make that today. Bacon mayonnaise. Rather than using oil, I'm using bacon fat, because I save all my bacon fat, and I actually strain it. So I strain all like little pieces of bacon and stuff out of it, and I put it in the fridge. But today I'm making bacon mayonnaise. If you're interested in that, I'll put the link down below. I rarely ever quote other people. You've seen me do that only a few times. I'll quote song lyrics, but everything that you see on the Daybreak Show is mine. When I quote somebody, I will say that. But there's a man on Twitter, Jack Peach, at ThinkInPeach, says if believing men should lead women, God is real, sex is reserved for love, hedonism is bad, conflict is necessary, freedom trumps safety, marriage is the ideal. If that makes me crazy, then I don't want to be sane. I like that. So there are some young men and young women out there that are on the right track. And you know what? It's never too late to get on the right track. Never too late. Prep. The animals are taking their laps in the house today. That's interesting. Always kind of fun. Prepper and militia guys don't seem so crazy now, do they? They seem so extreme, but now stocking food seems kind of easy and makes sense. Remember earlier in the year, did you learn your lesson? Earlier in the year, you couldn't get certain things. It wasn't easy to find stuff like toilet paper, cleaning supplies, certain food. Meat was low. Remember that? It was difficult. Now it's easy. Now you need to start stocking. What if everything shuts down again? What are you going to rely on? Government cheese? A handout? Soy all the men up, shrink their balls, make chopping off their dicks normal, give them rights, women becoming men societally, indoctrinate kids in state-sponsored schools. Shit, you can do anything with a population now, can't you? Keep them home, put a mask on them, tell them what to do. Good little citizens. There's your future. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.